We are live here with the ROX mods at OAM. We go down below the border in Mexico for the weekend, the only race in Mexico, at least on the weekend schedules. We'll be racing Laguna Seca with Ovalos Spice tomorrow. However, everything else this weekend is going to go to OAM down in Mexico. It is going to be an 80-lap race, the longest ROX mod race on the schedule. However, it will go by pretty quickly due to how fast this track. This track is the second fastest track on the schedule, only beaten by the mile-and-a-quarter track, Goatborg. But speeds here can be up to 180. That being said, Group 1, prepare yourselves. Kelly, ready? Green flag's out. Group 1 makes their way onto the track. We have the drivers, Mitch, Best Vibes, and Speedy at R1, the NH Motorsports 59 machine, the two of the 45s out on the racetrack to make their way down the back straightaway. And here it is, the first lap start. Once they cross the start-finish line, they make their way through 3 and 4. There is a starting zone. Cross the line, first lap is out. There's 5 laps to go here in this qualifying session. It's a very, one of the longer qualifying sessions, of course, tends to be on the bigger tracks. Group by group, it takes about a minute and a half to get everything done. About 2, actually. About 2 in lap. We're going to change all laps, or change your laps to 2.
How does Speedy already have 2 laps?
We are 2 laps into it, I believe, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a little time thing. They make their way out of turn number 4 with 3. Now 2 laps to go. Fastest time is an 18.57975 by Best Vibes. And going to turn number 1. Nobody braving down to the apron. We don't know if it's really going to be any faster with the added making these cars a lot heavier than they used to be. It used to be a very valid line. It might be valid in the micros. However, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case today. Now through the start-finish line, with 1 lap to go, the white flag in the air. Mitch, Best Five is going to get loose into 1. I don't think it's going to go any faster. I'm not sure if Mitch is either. Now to 3 and 4 for the final time. The checker flag in the air for group number 1. Alright, if you guys can pull it into the pit lane, try not to go too quickly here, just pull it in. Group number 2, prepare yourselves. We'll get started in just a bit. That is Eris, Netta, Nature Channel, and Eagle Man, again on one of their first races. Watch those lights. We are green on the racetrack for group number 2. Eris Netta's V8 screaming off in the 45 Tyson machine, now powered by Honda. Screaming Honda HFV with a great start of the line, starting to catch up here to Nature Channels. They make their way through the backstretch on their out lap. Eagle Man's going to get a little bit up there to the wall. Nature Channel, meanwhile, crossing down and to another lap. Now, Nature Channel is my personal bet to be the fastest in Group 2. He's had a pretty good bit of practice, pretty good track record overall on this facility. And Eris is a bit new to the setup. She can be faster later today, but that being said, Nature Channel takes the top time. We're going to change our laps to 1. So Nature Channel with a 18.5 flat. He's going to go potentially faster. No, he's not. Speedy's car is a little bit out there. That's okay. Now into turn number 1. We are in lap 3 out of 5 for group number 2. Eris Netta currently in the back, but she's got a good looking time. But how about for the pole position? Again, can Nature Channel beat it? Makes its way through the start-finish line. Goes faster in 18.420. Into turn number 1 at high speed. Now he's going to go wide on his exit, but he's not going to go... He's not going to spin out. He does manage to save it. However, this lap is a throwaway, but he does have one more chance to beat it on the next lap. Like I said, the white flag in the air is our flagman, fellow 04. doing his job fantastically. Eris Netta currently third on the board, Eagle Man in fifth. Nature Channel, though, can he target anything faster? That's a good looking Sector 1. Now Sector 2, Sector 3 out of 4. Checkered flag out for group number 2. And does not look like there's any major improvements. You guys can pull it in here. Now we got one more heavy hitting group. That is group number 3, the fastest cars in the ROX Mods class, at least as we've noticed, as well as the Mexican driver himself, Shibe Cookie. We'll see if they get local advantage. They tend to do really well on these big tracks. Group number 3, watch the flags. Here we are, green flag for group number 3. Heavy hitters out on the racetrack. Giram FX2, Shibe off the line very well. Twin's going to hold back to try to gain a advantage here. We'll set their laps to 0 once they cross the start-finish line. Side by side between Shibe Cookie, Giram FX2, local advantage potentially here. Change all laps. 0. Let's see. So the first lap for the heavy hitters, group number 3. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. What can Giram FX2 do in the 45A cheese wedge machine? Out of the final turn. It's going to go top of the board. 18.375 for Giram FX2. Now, we've seen faster times. He's got a purple sector 1, but Twin is going to do better than him. Twin currently 3rd on the board. Now, making the way through the front straightaway. Giram cross 18.325. What about Twin? Turbo V6 is not going to go any quicker. 3 laps to go for qualifying group number 3. Shibe starting to get honed in on by Twin Turbo V6. That might potentially, the 2 DJS cars could be a distraction potentially. We'll see. 2 laps to go. Giram FX2 is not going any faster, but Twin Turbo V6 passing for the 2nd place spot on the board. Shibe currently hanging out in 6th place. Giram FX2 makes his way through 3 and 4 on the preliminary lap before the white flag. Now you can see it from the flag stand. White flag in the air. Purple sector 3, but it's not going to go any faster. He's just very consistent. Would have been good enough for pole as it is, but this is the final shot for anyone who's going any faster. Let's see. Out of turns number 3 and 4, Giram FX2. Green sector 2. Not going to go any faster. How about Twin? Can he still at the line? No, he does not. How about Shibe? Shibe, I believe, has pulled it off. So something has happened for Shibe. He's pulled off prematurely.
Shibe came off of 3 and 4 and just fucking sent it and got too much grip into it and slid into the pit lane, so.
I see. Well, not a bad qualifying session for Shibe, P6. But that is going to have to be something that will be dealt with as a factor. Not a bad way to start, though. We're going to have a 5-minute intermission for any late stragglers to set laps. And we're going to also put the stream up for anyone interested in watching. Of course, I haven't done my job there, so let me do that. But we do know that historically Giram FS2 has been a big threat on these big tracks. However, another thing I'll say is that he was one of the least lucky drivers last year with a DNF. He was DNF for, he was actually black flagged for not listening to orders. Now, if anyone wants to go out to the track, they can. The track is clear. You're just going to have 5 laps. So for Fella and T7 Jake, the 2 of you guys can go out there. Now you can hear that Elevate-powered 27 Lexus machine. Green flag going to come out to the racetrack. So you got 4 minutes left in qualifying for anyone else to join. So there's fellow 4, and now Jake makes their way through. Jake's going to go out of 3 and 4 the first lap for them. We'll change the laps to 0 once you guys cross the start-finish line. Out of 3 and 4 for the first lap, fellow L4. Our flagman staying at 18.900. Jake's going to beat that by about 100 and a few thousandths. out of 3 and 4 for lap 2 out of 5. Fellow 04. It's not going to improve anything. How about T7 Jake? Jake up to 9th place past the Speedy XR1. Now entering lap 3, a green sector 1 for Fellow. Can he go any faster? He does manage to outplace Speedy XR1 for position as far as qualifying goes. But 2 laps to go now for the 2 of them. Out of 3 and 4, coming into the white flag. Fellow 04. Our pace car drivers. This is a pace car driver versus flagman. 1 lap to go for both of them. Fellow's going to take it down low to the apron. How about T7 Shake back up on top? A little bit of lag going on, but we're going to see them go through. Fellow 4 with the green sector 2. Can he beat T7 Shake as far as times go? No, he does not. He's going to be a little bit short here. So now we are over halfway done. The checkers are out for our flagman versus pace car driver. The Screaming V10 is going to cruise on by. I hear someone revving the shit out of their car. What's going on? Speedy, stop. Come on, man. There's a gate. If there's a way you guys want to help things get started, you could line up at the end of the start-finish, or at the end of the line here. It's a little white line. First, on the inside will be... Here, actually, you're going to want to line up a little bit more inside. The inside is going to want to be on the left side, about maybe just half a car width outside. Yeah, like where you are. Give each other 1 car length of space. Outside group, row 1 is going to be Twin Turbo V6 in second. Row 2, can you guys give each other 1 car length of space? It's going to be Nature Channel Count. The inside-outside is going to be Best Vibe. Again, a very strong qualifier on ovals. You can line up a little bit more to the right and a little bit... Well, you're about right if you're about the right distance. Once you guys are lined up, you can hop out of your cars. The sooner we're lined up, the sooner we get ready to get this event going. So we're gonna need Nature Channel up here into third. Airs, if you could give each like maybe a quarter car length back. Okay. Outside row 3 is gonna be Shibe, who's not going to be here, so it's going to be taken up by Mitch. So we're going to need Mitch up to row 3 outside in 6th place. Row 4 inside is going to be Eagle Man. About right where I'm standing. Outside of that is going to be Speedy XR1, taking up the 8th place spot. So Nature Channel, you're in 3rd. You're going to be behind the 45A DGS machine. Make sure you line up properly. Once you guys are lined up, please turn your engines off and hop out of your cars. We're going to do a car clearing. Yeah, Shive's not racing, so we're going to clear out the extra cars. Jake, if you can line the car up. We will be playing the Mexican National Anthem. Alright, now we're going to clear out the extra cars. This will hopefully help with anybody that has any level of lag issues. And they'll be out of the way in just a minute or so. So if you showed up this late, unfortunately with it being 22 minutes after 7, I can assure you, you are by far too late. Now I believe we're going to get this event done before 8. Don't worry, by the turn of the hour, I'm almost positive. This event should be done before then by quite a bit. Jake, I'll leave your car. Uh, 45 is a popular number, I guess. But as long as the car doesn't look the same, it's okay. And also, I gave Giram the 45A as an alternative, just in case. So, again, that's going to be an 80-lap race. We're going to do 5 pace laps. Pace speed on the inside is going to be 80 miles an hour. Outside is going to be, just to keep up, try to be just ahead of the car to your inside, if you're on the outside. But just focus on being ahead of the car to your side. Don't go too fast. Try not to pass a car that's ahead of you. Alright, that being said, I think that clears all the cars up. We're going to now commence the Mexican National Anthem. If you guys would like to face the flag off at turn number 1 out of respect, that would be grandly appreciated. Alright, drivers, start your engines. So Roaring Symphony of V8 and a flat plane V8 roaring to life. It's going to be an 80-lap race. Change all L -5. Or actually -6. We will clear the board as soon as we get some laps in. Fella, are you unmuted? I'll make sure you are. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can, try to remind me if there's a car, or I mean when I need to reset the laps. I'm also going to mute Jake. Alright, so again, pace speed is going to be 80 miles an hour. This is going to be an 80-lap race. Watch the lights. Yellow flag's out. We going hard if he goes. Our car's now getting out to life here at OAM. Making our way down the back straightaway on our pace lap. We'll go from the back to the front, bringing out the grid. Alright, so from the back to the front, we have the 59 driven by Speedy at SR1. I'm starting off in 8th place. Now to the inside, we have the 15 driven by Eel Man Hair 1 in the 7th place spot. And the 6th place spot, we have Mitch in the 45. We're going to need you to move up, by the way. To the inside is going to be Eris Netta. On row 2 to the outside, 1 short of the podium, we have Best Vibes, A24 BB. To the inside, we have the first on the podium, Nature's Channel, the 60 Monster Energy Machine. Now in the front row on the outside, your current champion crowned just last weekend officially, and the 32 Lotus Machine, it is Twin Turbo V6. Our pole sitter today is Giram FX2, running it again to hopefully make up for last year. Of course, we saw he's been a very good driver around these larger ovals, so this is definitely within his sphere. Now, our current car leading us off right now for the first 5 laps is T7 Jake, our pace car. Now, if we could have Nature Channel move up a little bit, you're good. You're good there. Try to focus on the car that's to your outside. Remember not to pass car of you until you cross the start-finish line. We'll be going on the green and yellow restart zone just before the start-finish line. We got 2.5 laps to go until we get rolling. So, fella, I guess while we're here, is there any picks for driver you want to win? Or might have a good shot of winning?
Driver I want to win, or driver that will win?
You know, how about both?
Honestly, Giram was looking pretty strong, and not a lot of people can stay in front of twin turbo like Giram can. So my pick to win will be Giram, but who I really want to win is from the back of the row. I want Speedy XR1 to take it to the front.
That's a very valid take. Of course, one that is not to be underestimated. Again, she showed up without any practice. It's her usual go-to. Arisnetta might have a pretty good chance to recover here. If there's any restarts later on in the race, this race could definitely go in her favor. She's done it before, and maybe she'll be able to do it today. We are 1 lap to go. Jake, if you start increasing pace, everyone else maintain 80 miles an hour. Try not to pass a car that is in the row ahead of you. We're going to make our way into turns 3 and 4. The light should be out currently. So we make our way up to the restart zone. Green flag! Watch, Air's allowed to pass that car. Yeah, very good. Air's with a good start. We are, I believe, 3 wide for the lead. Arisnetta is going to go in the mixture. Here we are now down the back straightaway. Laps are being cleared. The green flag should be out on the racetrack. Arisnetta is going to take a wider line. And surprise, surprise, Twin Turbo V sits off to lead a lap. Twin leading off lap number 1. Giram currently in second, but there's Mitch. Actually, that is 824BB, best 5, currently battling off for 3rd place. Side by side with Nature Channel, he's going to take an inner line. Arisnetta back to where she started. Side by side for the podium position into turn number 1. The 45 doing a pretty good job. They clear them on the exit. 45A with another good run down the inside. Fantastic exit by Nature Channel in the 60 machine. Arisnetta closing in. She's currently fine with Eagle Man. Nature's going to go very wide. That does maintain his podium position though for now. Arisnetta, can she get anything done here? We're going to get another good photo for production. We'll be watching the racing as it's going on though, as we see Twin lead us off about 6, maybe 7 car lengths into 3 and 4. Now out of the final turn. And it looks like Arisnetta closing in on best vibes for the 4th place spot. She does tend to get better as the laps run through and she starts to familiarize herself with the track. It is her go-to strategy and it can work later on. So we'll see what she gets up to. That being said, not a whole lot else to report. We're kind of just at this point running our laps through. It's a bit of a feature of these larger tracks. We've noticed is that the races can get a little bit wound out. But we'll see. You never know when anyone makes a mistake. You never know when things can go wrong. Arizona is still chasing right behind the 45. Looks like she is starting to climb a little bit. The 45 The other 45 driven by Best 5, not really keeping up with the competition up there in third, Nature Channel. Meanwhile, Twin seemingly actually starting to outrun Giram FS2 little by little. Into 1 and 2, Aerosnet has closed down the gap.
Speedy's around.
Speedy's around. First caution of the day. Yellow flag is out. Race back out. Twin Turbo V6 going to get it. Second place is Giram. Third place in Nature Channel. Fourth place is going to be Best Vibe. Aerosnet in fifth place. Sixth place is going to be Eagle Man. Then it is Mitch. Speedy, you could get your lap back. You spun out before you were a lap down, so please run full speed through. Aerosnet is going to spin out under caution. But that is our first caution of the night. Speedy hits our 1 to his first out of 3 strikes. Good job, Jake, on that, getting out like you did. I don't know if... Okay, and Speedy's going to put it into reverse. Across the start-finish line.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
He's going to put it back going. So, Speedy hits our 1. Please try to get your lap back. I'm going to give you 3 laps from this point. We will be going green on... we'll be going green heading into lap 15. So, if you aren't on the lead lap by then, if you aren't ready by then, we're just going to go on without you. So, just make your way through the field. Try to get your lap back, Speedy. So, Speed hits our 1, got loose off the final turn. Now, again, that is a big thing about these cars. Once you get them loose on these faster tracks, it is super hard to save them. I believe what happened is he probably went wide. I mean, I didn't quite see what happened, so we'll talk to Fella. Fella, what'd you see?
So again, like, I believe it was Speedy in qualifying as well, or Shy. Just came off of 4 too hot and just spun it into the pits.
See, is there any way you think this could be prevented?
Just not going too hard. Even in my own laps, you could definitely tell that if you went in too hard, you hit the wall or just spin it out. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we should be good to go green this lap. If you guys just lock in, single file pacing here. Make sure to stay behind the car that did cross ahead of you. Lights are out. Remember not to pass car if you until you cross the start-finish line. Might want to build a gap just in case. Closing in now to the start zone. Green flag. Allowed to pass Eris. Not going to matter anyways. A good start for everyone. Twin Turbo V6 off into it. Now Eris Netta is going to make the move on to 4th place. And Best Vibe's going to get left behind by 2 cars. Here's Eris with a good run. How about for the lead? Giram side by side with Twin Turbo V6. However, Twin's going to get it at the line. Eris Netta into the 4th place spot again as these restarts start to happen more and more. But again, another side by side for the lead. I thought that was going to be it. It certainly is not. Here's Twin down the inside into the apron. It's going to get a great exit for him. And it'll be just ahead of Giram. But Giram is still there side by side on the outside into turn 1. Still there right on the rear bumper. It's going to take an inside line. Twin all the way around the outside. Giram taking the lead. Give me a second here if anything goes on. I think my cat threw up. We'll continue this one though. Again, a fantastic battle for the lead. Side-by-side action between Twin Turbo V6, Giram FS2. Since my last cut of the commentary, Twin had climbed back up to the lead. But only by so much. If any mistakes are made again, like going wide. And here's Giram to show him he still wants to run it side-by-side. He is going to do it down the back straight. So Giram is locking in. Going to be a bit of an outer exit for Giram FS2. Twin Turbo V6 back to the point, but Giram attacking the rear bumper. He'll take the inside. Side by side, down the back straightaway between Twin Turbo V6, Giram FS2 into 3 and 4. Giram's going to carry more speed out of it. We are now over a quarter way through this race. Looks like these two have been off in their own battle. Arisneta currently in the 4th place spot, still battling out with Best Vibes. But Battle of the Least starting to somewhat chill out a bit, to say the least. Meanwhile, the battle for 4 still raging on very fiercely. Arisneta is going to get a little bit worse off of it. There's Speedy, about to be put a lap down. Twin Turbo V sits, making its way through the lap car. Speedy at R1, so does Giram FX2. Here's Giram down the inside. Now back through the outside. He's going to nearly lose it. Oh my goodness, down the back straight. He'll keep on going. What a fantastic save by Giram FX2. Again, an absolute wheelman that he is. We're going to stay green. Fantastic job by Giram FX2 to hold himself together. He'll still keep his spot. He's going to probably have to wait for the next caution to get another shot that close. And there's Nature Channel not too far behind. Meanwhile, Ayers and Best Buy making the way through the lap car. You could also see something going on between... oh, Mitch. Mitch almost loses it, but he'll keep on going. Potentially a battle to stir up between Giram and Nature Channel. Meanwhile, Eris is going to go all the way up the track. That's definitely one of the highlights, though, that save by Giram FS2. Now, interesting exit down the apron for Best Vibes. Does actually allow them to go up a little bit. We saw Twin doing an interesting strategy like that earlier. I don't know if it's going to be something that works or not. It's a very risky thing to do overall. Well, he is starting to manage himself over here. It looks like something might be going up there for position. There's Nature Channel. Nothing going on up there. I'm seeing battles that don't exist, apparently. Might be from rubber banding or lag spikes. So next lap will be lap 30 out of 80. This race is going by pretty darn quickly. I expect it to. It's these cars on this track are incredibly fast, and this track is fast in itself. So even though it's again, as I said, probably the longest race on the schedule, it's not going to really matter. These cars are going to get it done. Now 30 laps into this feature. So far...
One thing I will say right now is if you look at the board, Giram is still up top, even though he's in second. A couple laps ago, he said 18.166. So I'd watch out for Giram, probably make a comeback.
Easily can. Oh, what happened to Nature Channel? Nature Channel with another save. Nature Channel is going to do the same exact thing Giram does, but he holds himself together. So, a very sketchy situation. That's going to cost him a lot of speed. He still is holding off the podium. However, if he makes any other mistakes like that, that could be a shot at the podium. For now, extinguished. He still holds off a very solid P3. My goodness. And there's Speedy about to fall 2 laps down, I believe. Twin makes the move. Speedy is, in fact, 2 laps down, but he's still running and poking along. He's caused the only caution so far in the race. There's Giram going all the way up high into the wall, but he's not going to have too much to lose, except for just a little bit of speed. Twin Turbo V6 has been running a very consistent race for himself in that 32 machine. Again, crowned champion for the 3rd season. He only lost last year, and most likely out of activity, as some may say. Not to discredit Eris. Eris has also been an absolute powerhouse, especially last year. So, we hope to see that type of performance coming up in the future. However, Twin is just locked in. He's been the whole season, and today... it also seems like he's equally locked in. And we're close to the halfway point. We're only about 3 laps away from that point. There is Speedetzer 1 about to get overlapped again by the 45, the 245 cars to the field. Tyson and the Meme Racing car. Again, Best Vibes is the driver of that car, the Meme Racing 45 machine. The Tyson 45 Honda HSV powered machine, that is Arisnetta. Currently running it in the top 5. Again, she's been running without practice. I believe things could turn around if there's any other cautions. Now, Speedetzer 1 got very loose there, but he does manage to keep on going without any major issue. We're all just kind of getting it through here. Air's just gonna tap the wall. Doesn't really lose a lot of speed out of it. Just kind of a little bit of a wall tap. She's still right there behind the 45. That being said, the cross flags are out. We are halfway done with the race. Thank you there, fellow of 4, for making sure this race can be easier to run. That car's pretty much everywhere on the track. A little bit spread out. That's okay. Guess it's the last oval on a big track, and I believe the last oval track to go over 100 on Nets Races Saga is a very rough, very short race course, no banking or anything. So there's not really a lot of speed to get there. It's just kind of just running it through. That is the, of course, oval finale running next week at Saga Speedway. That track, unfortunately, will be closing completely and being demolished to make for some prime real estate on the side of an old bomb factory. Also, we'll be running conveniently, or I guess not so conveniently, on the same general time frame that Paul Walker passed away on his Porsche Carrera GT. Now they're speedy getting loose. Does save it though, no caution to call. Looks like Eagle Man is about to fall a lap down here. He's gonna go into the pit lane around yellow flag. Twin Turbo V6, Gear MFX2. You get your lap back, Eagle Man. Yellow is out. Nature in 3rd. Eris gets 4th. 5th is going to be 84BB now. Mitch and Eagle Man. Eagle Man is going to restart basically back where he was, but he's got a strike. So the yellow is out. Speed is going to have a hard spin. Almost does not spin all the way around. We'll be restarting on lap 48. My goodness. Well, we got action again. We got 2 laps. We got 2 laps. Alright, so order was, again, Twin Turbo V6. Eris, come on. Eris, get back to your spot. It is Twin Turbo V6, Garam FX2, Nature Channel. Eris now taking the P4 spot. I don't know what happened there, but she did manage to snag it. Now, we will be going green this lap. Our lineup is pretty much good. We need Eagle Man to pass Speedy. Speedy, you were restarting for the last spot. Speedy, you could also try to get 1 lap back. You can pass the cars and just run. So if you want to do that, you can do that right now. Hold your pace. Green flag. Eagle Man with the jump. Give up 1 spot. Give up 2 spots. Eagle Man with the Eagle Man, give up the spots. Go wide. You still need another spot to give up. You're clear. Alright. We got 2 battles, 1 for the podium. Maris net a side by side with Nature Channel before the lead. Gearim FX2. A fantastic, again, battles going on again. Arisnet down the inside, but for the lead, side by side as well. Twin Turbo V6, Gearim FX2, Arisnetta down into 3rd. Nature Channel. Speedetzer 1 gonna get put a lap down again. He's going to fall a little bit through air. It's also getting loose here. But she'll keep on going. But there is Mitch with a good run. Meanwhile, for the lead, again, Garam FX2 attacking that rear bumper wherever he can. Twins holding off as well as he can. 45.8 down the inside. 32 around the outside. And looks like Garam is going to make the pass, but only by so much. He's still side by side with Twin. Does get a little bit ahead, but how about the exit? It's going to be very important. Twin is a fantastic driver. Manages to get great exits. And so you can see here, he's going back down the inside through 3 and 4. Crossover forward position. Garam is down the inside all the way down to the grass. Twin around the... And making another crossover. Twin's going to go all the way up to the wall, but he carries a lot of speed. Garam still down the inside. Twin taking a completely different style line. Trying to see which one works, it seems, by the way the two of them are driving. Seems like it's a little bit of a multi-groove situation we got going on. Twin's going to get it out of the corner. Garam going wide. I don't know if there's any real major benefits to taking the turn wide at the moment, but maybe on exits, that seems to be one of the things that are exiting low or exiting high. Now Garam's down the inside, making the move, but Twin will get it back. We have 25, now 24 laps to go. Our leaders are side by side into the start-finish line. Eris just rebounded a bit. She's closing in back on our leader. In third place. And Twin and Garam holding a great bound now. Looks like Twin had a little bit of a brake snap, almost like a trail brake. Which can help on the shorter tracks, but I'm not sure if I can say that for here. But you can see his rear end almost fishtail a little bit out of turn number 3. And now we are about in the last leg of this race, the last quarter coming up here in just a bit. And things are heating up, especially for third. Here's Eris. A good run on Nature Channel for Eris Netta. Garam is doing what he can as well, but Eris is now down the inside. There is Speedy falling 3 laps down. How about for the third place spot? Eris only a car length back. Garam FX2 with a run on Twin Turbo V6. The two side by side into turn 1. And out of it. Again, these two driver states seem to be very equal. It's just a matter of making mistakes. The one that's been doing a little bit more of that's been Garam. But Garam is on pace with Twin. Commentator's curse. He still keeps it going though. But, my goodness. Aristad has lost a little bit here. Here's Best Vibes now side by side for the 4th place spot. Eris is going to take a higher line. Again, only 18 laps to go. That's without any late restarts. Never know if there's going to be an overtime now. Now Garam is really not that far behind Twin, so any mistakes by Twin could change the tide of this race. But there's a 3-way battle for the 3rd place spot, judging by the positions between these 3. Alright, that's interesting too. So Eris and Best Vibe. Again, Best Vibe's made the move on Eris Netta, but they're closing in on Nature Channel. Nature Channel keeps on going wide. I don't know if that's going to be too helpful for him. Eris is going to go all the way down to the apron, goes back up the track, almost to the wall, carrying as much speed as she can to try to see if it can work. Seems to about put her back even with them. Twin now making the move on Eagle Man to put them a lap down. Garam is climbing back up a little bit. We're going to look back at 3rd place. Nature Channel is good. Alright. Our battle's kind of just at this point, we're just trying to run a race of consistency. Although Eris and Mitch are pretty much the closest battle going on right now. Being separated by about 3 or 4 tenths, and Eris is going to go high up into 1. Not really going to make a lot of gains here. And somewhere there was a mistake I think made by Guillermo off screen. Not quite sure what happened. But we are closing into the final 10 laps of this race. This was potentially another good run here on Best Vibes. We'll be watching that one. 10 laps to go for Twin Turbo V sits and all of the cars behind them. Good run here with Eris, closing into the 45, only about a car length separating her with her Honda powered machine. Looking a little bit at the rear bumper, both of them are going to go all the way down to the apron. We are closing into the late period. Any restart this late in the race will be pretty darn chaotic. There's Nature Channel about to put a car 2 laps, or I believe just 1 lap down. That is a gap between first and third. Holy smokes, what a gigantic gap. And 824 BB is going to touch the wall a little bit. Best 5. Here's Netta. Again, still right there, almost close enough to do something. However, she's not quite in attack range, but just nearly about a mistake made by the 45. Hey, here she goes. Meanwhile, Giram with some capital gains there on Twin. Twin doing something off screen. We're not quite sure what happened. It probably got loose like Giram has. So, with 5 laps to go, once we cross the start-finish line from our fantastic flagman there, fellow 04. Five laps to go. And the gap from first to second is within a second. However, Eris has made the move there on Best Vibes. A bit of a change of events for her. On to turn 1, 4 laps to go. Jerem closing in little by little. He just has to be consistent. Twin's got to go through a couple of flat cars. It's not really going to matter too much. However, it could be a little bit distracting. It could be a bit of a factor. Jerem's going to go high. It looks like Twin is making the way through turns 3 and 4. Across the start-finish line with 2 laps to go. We are close here to the finish. We were watching from a third-person perspective as this time by. Once we cross the start-finish line, we'll be on the white flag. We're watching that one from a third-person perspective here. So the white flag is in the air now. 1 lap to go. Twin Turbo V6 has a pretty good gap made between himself. There's a spinner. However, the white flag's in the air. We're going to keep it. It might not be a great call. I didn't see it. But out of turns 3 and 4, Twin Turbo V6 wins at OEM. Crown champion in first. Second place goes to Giram FS2. Third's going to go to Nature Channel. Speed at R1 is going to make it through. Airsonet is going to be in 4th, 5th to Best Vibes. Eagle Man's going to cross it. And then there's Mitch is going to be in 6th. Alright, if we can have everyone to the pit lane, our leader can do donuts as he pleases. We have a trophy, of course, too. Quick time today goes to Giram FX2. He also got pole. He will technically score more points than Twin, however, no moss on the trophy. Alright, Twin making his way up to the start-finish line. In that 32 machine. There's your donuts. The newly crowned champion making his way in circles there, a smoke screen. Again, Twin, most definitely the GOAT of the ROX Mod series. And he shows it today. Burning it out there on OAM. Once you are ready, you can just stop there. Yeah. I got some trophies for you, and I also got a drink. Here, Twin. You can check, you got a drink? Yep. Alright, let me grab this. Let's move it over here. If you want to interview, let me know. That looks like that's a fantastic battle between you and Giram throughout the day. It's just overall, you had the better consistency to the end. I don't think I'd seen you make a single mistake. So, good job there, Twin. We'll get this put info. If you want an interview, I will unmute you. It's a fantastic race. Alright. Alright. Dale, if you could hop out of the shop for a second. Thank you. Not literally. What the fuck? Alright. Alright, that'll do it. Alright, so Twin gets to take home the OEM trophy. The first time we've done it. However, a fantastic job today. Again, the champion of the 2024 ROX Mod season. But also, looked like a pretty hard race to win today, but you got it all together. Could you bring me through what happened today for you, Twin?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a better race overall. I did make a couple mistakes, especially near the end. Giram caught like well over a second onto me near the end, just because I literally could not rotate the car through the final corner on some laps. Like, I just got unlucky positioning and I hit some bumps on the track, and I just went a little bit wide. I did hit the wall and almost spun out too, so that was pretty scary. But yeah, luckily nothing bad actually happened out of it. Could have got pulled too, but yeah, it sucks that I didn't get maximum points out of the race, but oh well, it's still decent. Just it's all about really not making mistakes between me and Giram, and I was the one that did less of that. Especially near the beginning when Giram he seems to just fall off a little bit, and I kind of just get a little bit comfortable. So I guess that's good, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just I'd rather him not do this mistake, so we have some competition, because like we have like really good battling for like 5 laps, and then he goes wide on one corner, and then I just pull away for a little bit. So I don't know. I want to set like qualifying laps every lap and have a battle, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to sometimes. But yeah, it's still good. Car drove okay. Honestly, it's pretty inconsistent. Like some laps I would get like 18 twos, 18 ones, and other laps I'd get 18 fives. But I don't know. I think it's just depending on the banking and where I turn in. So. Yeah, this track's definitely one for me to learn on a little bit more. It's definitely not my strong track. Almost Milwaukee tier of how iffy I am on the track, but I'd still say Milwaukee's my worst track so far. But yeah, it's a decent race overall. I'm just glad I won it. Just trying to win every race this season before. I don't know. I don't know if I'd race next season. Maybe. I'm honestly getting really busy with school and work right now. And I'm kind of surprised I can show up to every race right now, but yeah. So, we'll see.
Fair enough there, Twin Turbo V6. Congratulations on winning today. And also, of course, the championship 3 times. That's honestly pretty impressive. It's a really impressive run. So, we'll see where the future lies. Good job today on your win. Very well deserved. We're going to now talk to second place, unless you got something else to say. Alright. Thank you there, Twin. Let's see if Giram is still in the VC. He is not, so he's not, doesn't seem to be too happy. So, someone that might, maybe, taking home 25 Robux postseason, this time not in August. Nature Channel with a pretty darn solid podium. Now, it looks like you and Eris kind of got a little bit into it later on today. However, you had a pretty darn good race overall. What do you guys say about today's race, Nature Channel?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Actually got to get some practice in, which was nice, and I think it kind of showed in my pace. Obviously I didn't have the crazy pace that the leaders had. I think they're maybe about 2 tenths quicker than me, but I was also pretty much faster than everyone else behind, so it was a very lonely race. I was just trying to stay consistent and uh, couldn't really do that in the last green flag run for whatever reason. Um, the car was just not consistent through turn one and turn two. Some laps I would completely run like the radius of the corner completely, just going wide, and then other laps I would have to like slow up more than I want to, just to get the line I want to. So just super inconsistent there, but happy to come away with a P3.
Alright, well, that's awesome to hear. Nature Channel, now, next week we got a race in California at Saga Speedway. I don't know if you'll be there or not. However, the last oval race of the season. I guess kind of a little bit in your neighborhood to some degree. The LA area. Other side, but yeah. Anything?
Yeah, I'll try to be there. I know it's a short track, and I don't like short tracks. And if I remember from last season, it's actually quite bumpy. So I think that's something that I'll have to figure out how to run. But yeah, kind of not looking forward to it, to be honest.
Alright, well, we'll have some high payouts to make up for the inconveniences, of course. So we'll see you there. Alright. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on?
No.
Alright. Well, thank you there, Nature Channel. Again, I know one coming up after that will be Room, and that's gonna be fun. Now, if you guys do want to interview, just stick around. We're gonna interview everyone as the order goes. And Giram is not back, so that leaves us. Eris is not here, so that leaves us, in fact, with Eagle Man. So, there's Eagle Man and Speed Hits R1. So Eagle Man here, a late race spin. However, no caution. What was going on here today?
Man, I don't fucking know, man. This car was something else. Even when I practiced beforehand, I tried to work it out. In practice, it was fine. Even before the official practice, my car was fine. I was very confident entering in. And during qualifying, it was all right. But then comes the race, and I don't know why, but some other guys could just get that drive off the corner that I couldn't. And every time where my two spins were because I tapped the wall. I just was not confident. I wasn't confident in my ability in the car today. I'm not sure what it was, but I don't know. My car just would not turn, and I do not know. I don't know if I would just get at the wrong places, using the wrong gears, because every time where I felt I could keep pace, but I wasn't that much slower, especially at the beginning. But then come the second after my spin, I just lost all my pace. So yeah, it just really sucked.
All right, so a little bit of a tough race for Eagle Man again. One of the newer drivers, there's a lot to learn. Next week is going to be a bit of a tough one at Saga Speedway. Then 2 road courses. However, you think you're up to the challenge that those come up with?
Man, as long as I can show up, I'll keep at it.
All right. I think there, Eagle Man. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right. Have a good evening, man.
Thanks.
All right. We are now going to talk to Speedy XR1, finishing today currently. Oh, actually, we'll do Speedy and then Eris. So Speedy XR1 here, finishing P8. However, only 1 spin, I believe, only 1 caution, and that was pretty early on. It seemed to be just kind of another weekend. What was going on today, Speedy?
Felt slow. I don't know. Race felt slow. I don't usually be this slow at this race, but car did not. I mean, I'm fine going through turns 1 and 2, but you're going through 3 and 4. The car just did not want to turn. And then no matter how much I brake or steer it just did not want to turn. Go straight up the track, and then when I go down the track, it goes down too quickly, and almost stop it a bit. Car just kept slipping out. I only spun once, but I could have spun 5 times coming out of 3 and 4 because I rolled through the pit lane twice, just trying to save it. But yeah, it was just. I mean, the race was fast, but it just felt slow. It starting to. It just felt tired and slow. It just wasn't feeling right.
All right, well, fair enough. Next we could go to Saugus. I don't know if that's one of the ones you look up to, but there is a couple good tracks after that too. Taruma and AIC to close out the season. I did notice Steve Waters wasn't here, but we do have a lot more races going on this weekend. You think he'll be out for any of them?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, Speedy, before we move on to Arisneta?
Nah.
All right.
Just hope to end out the season clean.
All right. I think there's Speedy. We're going to now talk to the lady on track in the Formula Netta. Was on track. If I could get my mouse. There we go. All right. So Eris here, a P4 finish.
Commentators curse, dude. Commentators curse, dude. Why do you have to speak?
What was going on, Eris?
I can't even hear.
Trying to get consistent. Really, that's pretty much it. A bit of a struggle to do that. 3-4 was a nightmare to try and do. The car would just sometimes it would grip okay, and sometimes it would just understeer like a fish. It was if I had a fucking nickel for every time I had a 18,550, 18,625, or an 18,583, I'd be a fucking millionaire. And it was fucking, to add insult to injury, my last lap was an 18,625. I got those times, I genuinely thought that I was being driven by a fucking macro due to how many times I was getting those fucking times. I was fucking automated. I'm programmed to only set those 3 fucking lap times. And every now and then dip to a fucking 18.3 or something. It was really painful. On the restarts, I tried to do what fucking Twin and Kiram were doing, but I could just not follow through. I could not follow their line for the life of me. I would just end up understeering and in a very non-dramatic way and just getting stuck in the battle for third. I really wish that I could have been more active in the front, but for some reason there was some ungodly being that said, "No downforce for you, stupid ass bitch," and they just sent me packing. But I guess we can't all get what we want, and I got what I didn't want, which was a non-podium finish.
Looks like he did have a couple of good shots in it for a little bit there.
Yeah, but then the understeer kicks in and it fucks up my whole groove. After I was alone on track, I built such a good line, and I was able to get away so easily. But for some reason, whenever I'm with someone, the car just like doesn't wanna. It genuinely feels like the car had dirty air whenever I was following someone.
That's strange.
Like something happened, my line just like didn't work anymore. Understeer city in this bitch. And I just had to like deal with it. Even though I really didn't want to.
Fair enough. So
You
Mhm.
you win some, you lose. You win some, you lose more. And more. You don't really win that much. But
Well,
like yeah, that's really it.
all right. Well, again, we go to Saugus next week and two more road courses after that. One of them, of course, probably your favorite out of all of them, AIC. And Tarum is a pretty solid one too. I know with your history, I believe you're the one that won there before.
Yeah.
So
I did.
so
I proved a point that night.
so there is of course quite a bit still to go. 3 more races, and more in the weekend. So we'll see how those go. Of course, there's the ASC Foss Bodies tomorrow. We will be interviewing.
I'll be out tomorrow.
That's awesome. Oh, like yeah or no?
Yeah. No, I'll be out.
Oh. Okay.
I won't be here like
That's
almost
okay.
all day, so
That's okay.
no Laguna for me.
That's okay. Sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna talk to Dale here before we do the closing words on the event. Also, a big thanks to T7 Jake and Follow Ford for making sure this race could go through. You guys are a lot of help. However, our number 1 spectator, Dale Ross, off of turn number 3 in the kiddie pool. How's the race today from your POV?
I'm gonna be real. I watched about 50 laps of that race by not watching it and watching IMSA highlights. But I will say, from me turning laps in practice and hearing everybody else, you gotta stop making these understeer setups, man. I know it feels nice on mouse steer. I messed around with mouse steer for a little bit, and it's definitely was a mouse steer setup. And like, you gotta stop that, man, because not that many people do that. I know it's worked kind of for the past 3-4 years, but it's just like something's got to change with that. Because I didn't want to race it, because I could have perfectly raced it, no problem. But I just did not like the setups, so I didn't. And it seems like everybody else is complaining about it, except for Twin because he's Twin. Well, even Twin was complaining about it. Actually, now that I think about it. But I mean, still, bro, you gotta calm down with these setups. That's really all I gotta say.
All right. While we're still working on Franklin County, unfortunately, not able to run the SLC season this year. We will try to run it after the season, and we'll also try to get set up for JCLMT. So there's not really cars. Yeah. All right. So on to the closing segment of the stream. So that is it for Friday. Next week tomorrow on Saturday, or this Saturday. It might be Saturday for some of you already. So we are going to be racing at. Let's make sure I get this information correct real quickly. The next race we do will be the Laguna Seca ASC race. The Flat Spies will be out for a 10-lap race. We'll be doing 2 pace laps. And, of course, the 5-minute qualifying period. So it should be a relatively short race. However, it should be jam-packed with action. One of the longer ASC races by time. That's just a normal thing with the road course races. That'll be at 12 p.m. USPST. 12 p.m. USPST. I don't know why I did that for a second. At 7 p.m., the same time this race is ran tomorrow, we'll be running the midgets at OAM for a 30-lap feature. They're wicked fast here. On Sunday, we'll start off at 12 p.m. with the Formula Micros, a 40-lap race, and then at 2 p.m., the oval finale section for SLC Super Indies, 150 laps. I will read out that schedule again real quickly. Again, tomorrow at 12, a 10-lap Laguna Seca Thoughts Body race, ASC, 12 p.m. SPST. 7 p.m. on Saturday, SLC Ray Midgets on OAM for 30 laps. Formula Sunday at 12 p.m. we'll be doing the Formula Micros for a 40-lap race. And then at 2 p.m., the Super Indies will do their final oval race of the season. Now, there's 2 more races after that for them. They won't be running Sagas for the obvious reason that it's too small and pumpy. So, that's going to be an interesting weekend overall, all those races being on Sunday next week. But, yeah, so there's really 2 very major things this weekend. Of course, there's the Fox Body race going on at Laguna Seca and the final Super Indy Oval race. Now, I think if there's any class that's going to be a banger race here, other than the ROX mods, it's either going to be the midgets or it's going to be the Super Indies. The micros seem to be okay. I'm probably going to have to make a different setup. We'll see, because they're tuned for a track a little bit faster. That being said, thank you guys for watching. This was a pretty darn fun race to run. It was a little bit spread out for most of the race. There was a bit of action, especially for the lead. However, that is the last big oval on the schedule. The next time we run any big tracks that are over a half mile, at least for us, will be the SLC 500 at Daytona. Then in May, we'll be running, hopefully, the SLC Indy 500 at Indianapolis if we get that one going. If not, for the ROX mods, the next big track they're going to over half a mile would be Richmond, I believe, in May. So, we'll see you guys there. That is going to do it for this stream. We'll just close off our outro here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, tomorrow, we'll see you with the Fox Bodies at 12.